Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to Cooking for Cancer and Chronic Disease. My name is Danielle Petrina. I'm the project manager for the Wellness and Integrative Oncology program, and this is Angela Zaccanini. She's our registered dietitian who focuses on lifestyle nutrition. So welcome our young adult group that is joining us today. Just quickly about our program is under the direction of Dr. Lainey Francis, who is a medical oncologist and hematologist. And this kitchen actually sits on the third floor of Hillman Cancer Center located in Shadyside. So yes, we are actually located on a clinic floor. Our program focuses on symptom management and quality life using modalities like movement, touch, nutrition, and mindfulness. So we're so happy to be with you today. We have our chat up, so if you have any questions during our time, don't hesitate to throw that up. Also, if you are joining us from the young adults group, please leave your name in the comments so they can account for your attendance being here. So, Ange, kick us off with what we are cooking today.
Thank you. Okay, so we are making chocolate date caramel cups. It was requested that we do a dessert recipe today.
Yes, it was.
So this particular recipe is from Bon Appetit.
Oh.
I believe that's still a magazine too.
Is it? Wow, that's like
I don't know,
an
maybe.
oldie but a good. It also reminds me of Julia Child.
I was just gonna say yes. After every end of her show,
It's like,
Bon Appetit.
Bon Appetit.
Okay, so a couple things you're gonna need to do ahead of time is preheat your oven to 300 degrees, get some water boiling, and the ingredients you're gonna need are just a few, but some unique ones that you may not always have on hand. So we have some chopped walnuts, some unsweetened coconut flakes, sesame seeds, flaky salt, which is very expensive.
Really?
Yes. Sea salt flakes.
Okay.
So not needed, but you know, chocolate and salt is a great combination.
Yes.
Yes. And then pitted dates, which we got these, I believe, I don't know where he got them.
I don't know. Maybe Whole Foods.
I don't
or
know,
Giant
but
Eagle.
this marketing and this packaging is just the cutest thing.
It is. It's very. It looks also very holiday-esque.
Yes. So pitted dates you want. All right. So what you're going to want to do is, again, preheat your oven 300 degrees. Get your water boiling, which we already did ahead of time. What you want to do is get a cup of the dates, put them in a medium-sized bowl, and then you're going to want to add the boiling water to the dates and let them sit for about 10 minutes. So I did that ahead of time, so we just have good timing for our particular recipe. So we have our oven preheating. What we're going to want to do is start to add the ingredients that are going to need roasting. So 3/4 cup of our walnuts, which I'm going to just use all of these because I don't think we even, well, that's
Yeah, we
probably,
do. You're good.
it's probably a good amount. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to want to do an even spread on your baking sheet, which I'll show you here. Okay. And then a 1/4 cup of our coconut flakes. Unsweetened is preferred. Okay. Okay. So I'm just kind of like evenly spreading those on our baking sheet. Okay. Now, 2 tablespoons of raw sesame seeds. So it asks for raw sesame seeds, and all we have is roasted sesame seeds. So I'm not going to add those to our baking sheet. I'm going to bake these 2 things first and then pour these over top once we have our warm baking sheet. Okay, so it says about 10 minutes. I'm going to assume with our crazy oven that it's not going to take us that long. So just keep that in mind when you're making this at home, that 10 minutes is about what you want. You may need to go in and kind of shake the pan a little bit to make sure that it's evenly toasted.
So a little bit about our kitchen for those of you who are just joining us for the first time. This space was built in 2020 into 2021. So yes, we want that home feel, but we do have some pretty cool appliances here. So for example, Our stovetop is induction. This can boil water in less than a minute for us. And then our oven goes up to 600. So things obviously that aren't going to be in your home, but fast for us while we do this.
Yes.
And then also full disclosure, Ange and I, neither one of us are chefs.
Right.
So we are your human error at work. All the things that you like may not want to do in your kitchen, we do here for you. So you can learn from our mistakes. And then we do a lot of like substitutions too. Like, you know, just like how you heard Ange, like, oh, maybe I don't have enough walnuts. I don't know. Because right, this stuff happens all the time.
Absolutely.
So we're really here just to bring you just different ways, show you that you can do this in your home, show you some good recipes, keeping a lifestyle nutrition in mind that like not everything needs to be like, I'm not going to eat carbs, I'm not going to eat this.
Absolutely.
Like, this is all about balance and just showing you that you can still enjoy food and life, you know?
And this is supposed to be a fun experience. We do this weekly for our patients who join our YouTube channel, which you're on right now. A lot of the patients subscribe to our channel and get to watch the live show every week. If not, all of our recordings are available on our channel. And we try to do a variety of different recipes.
Yep.
So breakfast, lunch, dinner, a lot of desserts, even snack ideas, and we try to link it towards obviously cancer and other disease states, knowing that, you know, side effects are very common during treatment, but also if, say, you're counting your carbohydrates for diabetes or you're watching your sodium levels because of high blood pressure. We definitely try to touch on all of those things as much as possible.
I made a real fun mess over here.
That's great.
So.
Okay, good.
Just so
you
you
should
know.
make a mess when you're cooking.
That's right.
Okay.
Don't tell your mom that.
No. Okay, so we have our nuts and coconut flakes in the oven. We have our dates boiling here. You are going to need a food processor for this recipe. I'm assuming you can use some sort of blender, but because we're going to be blending down these dates and making like a caramel with it, a food processor is ideal. So while we're going to work on that, Danielle's going to start to, well, I guess we can start heating the chocolate.
How much of this am I doing?
A teaspoon.
Ooh.
I know.
See?
Yep.
Big difference.
Good thing to ask.
We needed coconut oil, and so now for the rest of 2023, going into 23, we will be using this only, as it is a big vat. So we just heard from one of the members of the young adult group. I love this. I've had quite the journey this year, and sometimes my tendency is to just go get a protein bar because it's convenient, but to have healthier and more natural snack alternatives is great.
Oh, good.
Awesome. Yeah, this can certainly be a snack.
Yeah. I also think cooking to me is almost like a stress reliever and something fun to do, and the end product is always a reward.
Yes.
I don't know. I personally feel that way. You may not, especially fatigue, given the fact that that's a big concern and a big side effect with treatment. I could completely understand that going to the grocery store, coming home and cooking and cleaning up is not what you want to do. But there's some really great alternatives now, like Instacart and meal deliveries, and
I'm a big fan of Target
grocery
Drive
pickup.
Up. Yeah,
exactly.
Like, you know, you don't pay anything extra. I know sometimes with Instacart the prices go up for that reason.
Yep.
But I'm a huge fan of Target Drive Up Pickup. Like easy,
so simple.
They had their game on when COVID happened, so that was awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I think that is a great
Walmart
alternative.
Is actually delivering too. I'm sorry, Ange, I interrupted you.
Are they delivering?
Yes,
because we do pick up from there sometimes.
Since we moved, and there's a Walmart by us, and they deliver.
Okay.
So, and just a little tidbit, if you join Walmart Plus, you get 2% off of every bill. I know.
She's all about the deals, the coupons, the codes, the everything.
I'm all about convenience.
Yes.
Like, I really want convenient things. Like, I feel so bad for people that used to go to the grocery store with, like, kids and stuff like that. Like, sorry you had to go through that, but there's other ways now.
Yeah, there is other ways.
Tara, thank you so much for sharing that.
Yes.
We're so happy you joined us. And, you know, we are here every Wednesday at 9 a.m. live. I know that you're most likely working, but you could, like Ange said, you could always catch us on the recordings, too.
Definitely.
So, Ange, do I need to, okay, this is a dumb question, but I need to cover this, right? You think it's gonna like?
Maybe you should.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Let's
you want to do
try.
it 20-second increments though,
Yeah, yeah.
because it could burn really easily.
Just so you know, like full disclosure, our microwave sounds like a spaceship.
It's crazy, so bear with us.
it's not your like your screen or anything. It's truly
It's us. Okay. So while she's doing that, I am starting to put our dates in the food processor, and it does say to reserve the liquid because with a food processor, you need liquid as much as possible to really fully blend what you're cooking. So the liquid you want to save. There goes our 1 second. This is what cooking is all about, multitasking, which I'm not always good at. All right. Oh man, this smells great. I'm a big fan of coconut, but I know a lot of people aren't. So
I think I'm actually becoming more into it, to be honest.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna put that in there for a couple more minutes while we're blending up our dates. So the water that we have reserved here, you're gonna wanna add 2 tablespoons of it to your food processor. And more if needed. So we're gonna start with 2. That's not a lot, so we'll see how it goes.
And just real quick, like,
Yeah.
because like I really don't want to buy a vat. So what could I use since it's only a teaspoon?
I would say avocado oil
Okay.
is fine. Even olive oil probably wouldn't be the best option because it can, alter the taste. I think the coconut oil is used because it's sweet.
Okay.
It tends to have
I
like
really
a little.
think they're smaller. I think Trader Joe's has much smaller.
Yes, I don't know how that happened.
No.
And especially because we only needed a teaspoon, but
Yeah.
it's fine.
Okay, we're getting there with our chocolate after 2 20-second intervals.
All right.
I might go for 30 on this.
And I am going to add just a little bit more liquid to our food processor. So if you're keeping track, this is our 3rd tablespoon. Danielle's pretty good at the food processor. She knows exactly how to like.
We have gotten in many fights, but we're working through it.
Yeah.
We also have a fancy Vitamix that Ange and I both hate.
We
so
did get it like down though
We did
recently.
the one day. We were like, oh my gosh, okay, maybe we understand this. We decided they were probably not gonna like want to use us to promote their product.
Right, which is fine. Okay.
Yeah, which is totally fine.
Oh, so I'm sure you're wondering why we have cupcake cups sitting in this. This is how we're going to actually make these chocolate date caramel cups. So you're going to do a lot of layering. Chocolate, dates, nuts, all of those things.
Oh yeah,
All
we're
right.
getting there with the chocolate too.
Good. Okay, looks good.
Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about the chocolate for a minute.
Oh yeah,
So
here, Ange. I threw it away. Hold on.
the recipe calls for bittersweet chocolate.
Yep.
So if for some reason you're following a vegan diet, there is vegan chocolate available. Dark chocolate is also usually suitable for the vegan population as there is no milk in it, but you have to be very careful with the label and make sure you check the ingredients because sometimes there is some dairy products involved or maybe it was made in a facility with dairy products, especially if you have an allergy. Keep that in mind. But we're using a bittersweet chocolate, which was recommended for this particular recipe. All right, take a look at our walnuts and coconut flakes. Oh my gosh, it smells so good.
It does.
All right.
It smells warm. You know?
It smells Christmassy.
It
I
does
don't
smell
know.
Christmassy.
Coconut is just, for it being like a summer thing,
Yeah.
sort of.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, this is done, Ange.
All right, cool.
So just so you guys know, I probably did this. I did like 3 20-second rounds
Okay.
and 1 30-second round.
Good to know.
Okay. All right. What's going
Okay.
on over there?
So it says until this is smooth and creamy, which not sure we're there yet. Might add just a little bit more liquid again. Because again, like I mentioned earlier, the food processor requires a decent amount of liquid. And even, I think that's what we learned from the Vitamix as well, that liquid content is super important to getting the consistency that you want. All right. It said that it would take about 3 to 5 minutes to blend this.
I know. I feel like with that, it takes a lot of like, okay, now we pat it down.
Right.
We hit blend it.
Because you want it to reach that blade, right? I feel like that's the
Yeah.
issue there. Okay, Dee, so
Okay.
you want to start adding the chocolate to the bottom of your cupcake holders.
Okay, give me 1 second, because I'm going to move the camera over to the cupcakes or the holders. Okay. All right, team. So you can see us make a mess.
And I'm going to add the sesame seeds to this, which is, wait, let me make sure I got the measurements right. 2 tablespoons.
So, Ange, am I just like filling the bottom
Yeah, just like a little row.
like this?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. Ooh, I got it perfect. I'm the sous chef.
Yes.
So just.
But some days, I don't know. She might take the reign
Well,
one day.
like my Italianness gets in the way.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right,
She's
Ange,
like,
move
"Move over."
I gotta get in here. You're like making my anxiety go higher watching you do this.
Yeah, sometimes I
But this is why we work well together. So you know,
Yeah.
it takes two.
well, it's hard for me to read a recipe, cook, and talk all at the same time.
Yeah. So Ange, let's talk a little bit about why this recipe is so healthy. Will you switch us over real
Yes,
quick?
sorry.
Too? So and also just so you know, we are a one-man band here, so we produce this. So all the camera changes, that's us happening. So if we're walking on and off the camera, that's what we're doing. So let's talk about the benefits of this, because I
Yes.
mean, I think for our patients, like we hear this a lot. They want the dessert recipes. They crave sweets a little bit more. Sweets are a little
Definitely.
bit scary because of the sugar kind of conspiracy that's happening. So go ahead.
So I'm sure most of you have heard that sugar feeds cancer, or someone has told you that, or you've Googled it, and there's a ton of information out there related to that. Now, that's a difficult answer, and it's not necessarily sugar feeding cancer. It's related to insulin resistance. So if you consume a diet full of simple sugars, high intakes, large portions, for a long period of time, that could lead to insulin resistance, which means that your body is not producing enough insulin to bring your levels back down to a normal level, which is considered your blood sugars. So that could lead to diabetes, obesity, and more or less tumor growth.
Okay.
That's where that link is. So complex carbohydrates like whole grains, fruits, vegetables, things that contain fiber is what you're looking for.
Okay.
So chocolate paired with nuts, paired with dates, we're making now a dessert, a complex carbohydrate, more or less. So nutrient dense, great full benefits. I mean, coconut, there's benefits too. Seeds, walnuts, those healthy fats. We're using a 60% bittersweet chocolate. We're using dates. I mean, these are great ingredients.
Yes.
And you can feel good eating these things, because I do know that sugar is craved more or less, or sugar tastes good.
Yeah.
So a lot of times patients are looking for something sweet, and that seems to be the most appealing.
And I think it was Tara that left us the comment about the protein bar. This is definitely something you can make ahead.
Yes.
You can have for a little bit. So
Yes.
like, you know, those days that you do have some energy and you're going to get in there, or if you have a good support system with a caregiver that can do these, you can make them in bulk, be ready for the week.
Yep.
So, and I'm just going to change us back to what Ange is doing here. And just a reminder for those of you that just joined us, our chat is up. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. We'll certainly answer those for you, okay?
So I'm adding now our nut mixture to that melted chocolate. Looks so pretty.
It does look so pretty. You're going to have to tilt that because they can...
Can you see?
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Cool. Perfect.
Okay.
Yep. Awesome.
So the combination of the coconut with the walnuts and the sesame seeds, I never would have thought sesame seeds,
I
which
know,
I
I
think
was
that's such
thinking
a
that.
cool combination.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like thinking like bagel, you know?
Yeah.
Yum. Also, like, there's not a ton of ingredients to this. We really try to pick recipes that are like convenient, don't break the bank, because you know, we all know inflation is like really happening right now.
Crazy.
And you can find these pretty much at any grocery store. And like as you saw, Ange she had the raw nuts instead of the roasted, or what was it? Was that what it was? Or you have
So
the
these
roasted.
are roasted and not raw. Yeah.
That's what I mean. So like you can make it work, right? And if you have like almonds, if you'd rather have almonds, you can certainly substitute almonds. If you have cashews, probably blend them up a little bit and you can put those in. So just think of those things too. It doesn't always have to be directly by the recipe.
Okay.
Going on.
So using 2 spoons, dollop 1 tablespoon of date caramel, which is this, into each cup, pressing to gently spread down and around.
Yes, girl.
Okay.
And then quick, Ange, does this have the calorie content on it or no?
No, I know, and that's difficult because
Yeah.
that is you know, a lot of patients want to know that,
Right.
obviously. Depending on if you're trying to gain weight, if you're trying to lose weight, or just maintain weight, I feel like calorie is of concern, especially when it comes to desserts, right? So, yeah, unfortunately, a lot of these recipes we pick, I try to find ones with a nutrient label,
Sure.
but some of them even I don't find accurate, which it is hard if you don't have a nutrient analysis program that you can actually, you know, search every ingredient and the portion and
But
all
Ange,
that.
this is why we have you. So you can tell us, like, no, this is fine. Like all the ingredients in here.
Yes.
You're picking good recipes, good ingredients.
Definitely. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's the holiday season. There's obviously sweets all around. Treat yourself, but don't overdo it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You want to take advantage of, and maybe like your family or a friend has a great holiday dessert that you enjoy. You should be able to have that and not be fearful that it's going to cause a recurrence or worsening of your cancer. That's not the case. So be sure to enjoy yourself. But of course, if you're going to a holiday party or if you know you're doing a cookie exchange or whatever it is, make room for those good, healthy, nutrient foods, and then save room for your dessert.
That's right. I'm excited for this. So let's talk about prunes a little. Not prunes, dates. Mm-hmm. I think we're gonna. Wait, are dates good for like digestive? Or am I making that up in my head?
No, yeah, well, prunes, and they're like
Is this
that
in the prune
family.
family? Okay,
Yeah.
they're in the prune family. So I'm just not making this all up. Yeah, I mean, we hear a lot from patients with constipation, or a lot of patients that are nauseous. You're on Zofran, things like that, and that obviously causes constipation. So things that you can enjoy and get into your diet that help with that constipation. This would be a great recipe for that.
Definitely.
Cool.
And the serving size, or I guess the food label for these dates, 2 to 3 dates is 110 calories, 30 grams of carbohydrates, so it is higher in sugar, but again, it's a fruit.
Right.
And then it's 3 grams of fiber for just that small amount.
Wow.
So it is considered a high fiber food.
Yeah. So you figure, Ange, like if we were guessing calorie count right now, we're not putting 2 to 3 dates in each one of these cups.
No.
So we'd probably take about half of that, say like 60 calories for that. I mean, my guess is like this would be 150 calorie dessert.
Yep.
So just think about that, you know, and it's a great snack. I know sometimes like we struggle, like even in our office, it's like, we just need that little sweet, that 2 o'clock pick-me-up. And it's like, you don't want like a 400 calorie pick-me-up.
No.
I mean, unless you're trying to put on weight, and that certainly can be the case for some of our patients. But, you know, something that's like nips it in the bud and doesn't make you feel guilty, this is great.
Yes, I agree. And this is kind of fun to do.
I know, I feel like you're very concentrated, and she's like in it, you know.
This is where, again, the like stress or the, I don't know, to me it's like, again, a stress reliever. It's like fun. I don't know. I guess that's why I do this every week.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's why you do this every weekend. So then are we adding anything else on top of that then?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so let's read this so I know what I'm
Okay,
doing. All right.
you read, I'll do.
Okay. Top each cup with 1 teaspoon of melted chocolate
Okay, here we go.
and cover as much of the caramel as possible.
Okay, I didn't do that well. Da-da-da.
Now you are going to need to chill these. Oh my gosh.
Oh, your mic dropped.
Don't know when that happened
No, I
either.
think it just happened.
Hopefully you can hear me.
No, you were spitting out a lot of good content. What was I going to say? Oh, you have to chill these. Go ahead, say
You
that.
do have to chill these for about an hour until they're firm. So they are going to be like almost like a bark.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Are we putting more of this on
Yep.
top then? All right. Here, you want to do?
Yeah.
All right.
I think these are kind of cool.
I actually think these are really good. Like sometimes we surprise ourselves with the recipes we make.
Because before I even make it, I'm like, oh, is this gonna work out or not?
We've gotten better at picking recipes.
Yeah. We do try to do things that are, you know, a half an hour or less. So consider that when you're cooking or making these at home. You know, we're trying to be very mindful of your time and energy.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So this actually makes 12 servings. We only had 10 cups. So
See, again, you just go with the flow.
right. And I mean,
Nobody's life needs to be
I don't know if we
stressful.
could have made 2 more.
These
Guess
are
we
pretty.
could've.
These are pretty good too. Like, you don't feel like you're gonna get like a paper thin.
No, like to me, if you ate this, it's obviously not a one biter, like those
Yeah.
energy bites.
Yeah.
So this hopefully is going to be
Guys, will
satisfying
you
for
just
you.
tilt it real quick? I want
Yep.
them to see what that looks like before going in.
And I'm going to add some of this expensive salt.
Yeah, live it up.
Mmm.
So you can see it takes up about half that paper.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay.
I mean, this is why I like chocolate covered pretzels. It's the salt
Yes.
and the chocolate, like and the sweetness together.
Yep. All right. So we're going to chill these and hopefully report back
Yeah.
what we think of them.
Okay. How long do
Alright.
they got to bake for, Ange?
They don't bake. Just
this
put them
is
in
it.
the fridge for
Oh,
an hour.
sorry.
Yep.
Oh, you
No
bake
baking except for your nuts.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so we just want to open up if you all have any questions, comments, concerns. Are we putting these in the freezer?
You can put them in the fridge.
Fridge. Listen, I'm not paying any attention to you. Like, you probably
Come
said
on,
this
sous chef.
4 times. It's Friday. Like, brain is done.
It is Friday.
If you all have any questions, just a reminder for anybody that just joined us, we're a part of the Wellness and Integrative Oncology program located at Hillman Cancer Center on the Shadyside campus. So Dr. Lainey Francis is a medical oncologist, hematologist. She sees cancer patients in consult that are looking to create a care plan for symptom management, quality of life. We offer acupuncture, yoga, meditation, exercise therapy, and lifestyle nutrition.
Yep.
So some of these services, you're probably thinking about cost. Ange is actually hired by UPMC, so her services are at no cost, and we love that. Our acupuncturists and our yoga therapists are at a cost, but we do fundraise enough money for you to be able to have 3 complimentary demonstrations so you can see if these therapies are working to combat your symptoms. And then we've also been working really closely with Stephanie I think that they are now able to offer to help subsidize some of that cost once you have those first 3 completed and you kind of move into a fee for service. So just putting it all out there. If there's not any questions, comments, or concerns, we're going to sign off. I do want to put up Ange's email address. If you would like to join our email group, we do not spam you. We send you 1 email per week, and all we put in that email is the link to our YouTube page for you to subscribe and like, and for you to be able to join us. Also the recipe for that week, and then we have a brief survey. We love to hear feedback of what you're looking for, how we can help you better. So her email address is now at the bottom of the screen. Sorry for her very Italian last name. It is forever. So you can just go ahead and email her that, and she'll certainly put that up for you guys. But thanks so much for joining us. We're so glad to have you and be here with you on a Friday. Just a reminder, our classes are Wednesday at 9 a.m. So we'd love to have you. Have a wonderful holiday, and we look forward to seeing you or chatting with you another time. Take care.